Welcome back to another episode of the Four Trained Savages podcast. It is episode number 224. Today is October 2nd, Thursday. The New York Yankees just beat the Boston Red Sox in a Game 3 wild card match.
Minutes ago.
And they're minutes ago, and we're here recording right after it. Same night, Tyler. It's been a while since we've done one of those.
Damn,
The Yankees
Schlittler.
are going to the American League Division Series to face the Toronto Blue Jays. And it's been a while since they've beaten the Boston Red Sox. And last
Been a
podcast,
minute.
dude, we talked about how it was a big deal. I mean, I got the Yankee jersey on today. I decided I had to throw it on because it's a big deal for this team. After a while, we've seen the Boston Red Sox do some bad things to the Yankees. Some
For many years.
insufferable moments for the Yankees.
The majority of our lives, Rob, we haven't really seen the Yanks beat the Sox in a postseason matchup.
And guess what? I know he's not announcing the games anymore. I know it's moved on to Dave Sims, but we get to hear on the final game here.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
And that feels good.
Better
That
look
feels good
nasty,
for
too.
Yankee fans. And we both went to one game each. I went to the first game, which clearly wasn't the one to go to. You went to game two, and then the
Bro,
Yankees finished it
I
off
can't
today.
even act like I enjoyed myself yesterday. Like I was stressed
was
like
full
a
stress,
lot
full
of the
stress.
time.
But man, I think that this team, while we've been saying it episode after episode, that we're concerned about the bullpen, and we're still going to be concerned about the bullpen. But for them to do what they did and be resilient against this team that has just been a thorn in their
Dominated them.
side and dominated them, and really, I think it was really kind of a mental thing for this team to get over this
100%.
Red Sox team. And while it may only be the first round and it may only be a 3-game wild card set, and I know they have bigger fish to fry, they got bigger aspirations. It was a big deal, I
mean,
think, in Yankee
this,
land.
yeah, this fish was there to fry, Rob, and not even just beating the Sox, dude. Like beating the Sox after losing in crippling fashion.
Oh, I was there. I was present. I was present.
Losing in crippling fashion to start your 3-game set with your backs against the wall. I mean, nuts, dude. Nuts.
Really
And for Schlittler
awesome.
to do what he did today is just absolutely.
We can't talk. We're gonna get all into it. But if you guys are joining us for the first time, we appreciate you for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, leave us a comment below of what you're thinking about this Yankees team. If you're also listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a rate and review, subscribe there, follow us on Four Train Savages on Instagram as well as TikTok. If you're following us on Twitter, appreciate it at Four Savages. If you're not following us anywhere there, you should go follow us. We appreciate it.
Your body.
Let's get into it, man. We're gonna start. I know there's a lot of good things. I'll quickly go through game one because obviously we have more positive things to go through. But I was there. I was sitting in that in my section being angry. So we're just gonna go through a little bit of just where they started to then show now where they are. First game, Garrett Crochet goes 7 2/3, absolutely dominant. We knew that's what he was gonna do. Surprisingly so, Tyler. I got to own up to it. If you've been listening to this pod, Anthony Volpe, I've been a bit of a hater, and I still have my questions about him.
Everyone can be reserved. Yeah,
However, playoff Volpe seems to be playing well after the cortisone shot.
Bro,
I gotta give him credit.
outside of the hits too. I mean, he's looked like a stud defensively. Honestly, like a stud. Not even just making like good plays. He's making plays. I'm very happy.
If it takes him just if the big moments is what
If
he's going
this
to
is
do,
who you are. You're just good knocked over.
whatever. Fine. I will live with it. So in this game, I think the big takeaways, right, was Jazz Chisholm Jr. not starting and Ben Rice not starting. Ben Rice not starting clearly in game two was something that they discovered then that he should be in there. He should be.
I will say Ben Rice looked like shit today against
Yes.
the lefty early.
But I think the moral of the story there was that these two guys, and it's something I think I alluded to last episode, was just that these two guys
More of like a morale thing.
have gotten you to where you are. And that's something, and there's value to that, even if it's a lefty on lefty matchup. But I think the bigger thing of why they were playing Ahmed Rosario and they played Jose Caballero, the one question that didn't make the most amount of sense was that they went like Crochet to then Chapman. You were going to face Chapman in those later innings. So if you're going for the righty on lefty, why not hold those bullets in the chamber for later on was something of Boone that was certainly in question. But now that the series turned out the way that it is, everything kind of goes back to zero. And we say, okay, I think that he now knows and he's going to go moving forward the value of having Jazz on the bases, the value of having Ben Rice in the lineup. I think he now understands that. And also, too, I think that Jazz's defensive value then to be replaced later in game, it didn't equate there, and it was just questionable. So
at the end of the day, I think to a degree they tried to get a little too cute, and then also I think whoever you put there was going to get crocheted. Honestly, was going to get cooked by him. So I don't know how much it mattered in hindsight. Maybe you win the game, maybe not. But I think the moral of the story we all came away with was like, let's just lose with our guys, huh? So we don't have to have this conversation necessarily. And I can pretty much guarantee, I would guess, if they go face Scooble at some point in this postseason, I don't think you're going to see funny business like Rice and Jazz on the bench again. Honestly, I think what you saw today, with Boone picking, the first baseman in between Rice and Goldie. He's going to pick one of them, and then it looks like he's going to try and get Rosario in there against the lefty.
Yeah,
but he's not going to get cute again with Jazz or anything like that.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think. And then sort of the other stories from this, and me being boots on the ground, I was there for this game. First inning, they get runners on first and second, nobody out, and down the line of the heart of the big part of the order. No runs there. And then that bottom of the ninth with the Yankees having the bases loaded could have been a very different tone on this podcast. Said they lost, and it would be that ninth inning versus Aroldis Chapman of all people. But we know how the rest of the series turns out, so it's much different. But that was one of the concerns that I had, is saying, okay, you got him on the ropes. You got him on the ropes. This is where that offense shows why they are the best offense in the American League and arguably the best offense in baseball, but they didn't do that. So this is something that we want them to fix moving forward. So, and then also the other big story, and we'll move on, two big things. Luke Weaver sucked in this game. Terrible. Not good. That was one thing. And then secondly, Max Fried pitched his dick off.
Yeah, Max Fried was nasty.
Max Fried was amazing in this game. He went 6 1/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 Ks. And the big conversation there was leaving him in. Should they have left him in? He kind of alluded to after the fact that he had a little bit more in the tank. But now, as we said, them winning the series, it's not as big of a talking point. But I think that will be something, especially, it's still going to be a story, Tyler, simply because the bullpen is where it is. And like we saw it today in today's game, in game 3, that you want to see Cam Schlitter or these big time starters that the Yankees do have get as much length as you can out of them. And I'm hoping that the Yankees kind of identify that in a little bit of a touch and feel situation, but we'll see what they do.
At the end of the day, I mean, even looking back on it, like I would have liked Fried to go another batter or two, or at least go until he put a runner on, since he got that last out with, it was Duran, I think, on the grounder to first that he covered. At the end of the day, though, all three, Fried, Rodon, Schlittler, they all did their job in terms of length, right? I mean, I think every starter was fine. I think Rodon was obviously the one that gave up the most earned runs there. Still the quality start, but they got length out of everyone, dude. 6 1/3. What did Rodon do? 6 2/3, 6 1/3 as well, something like that. And Schlittler was 8. So I think, like you said, dude, Weaver's bad. The bullpen has been shaky the whole year, and it kind of maintains the same thing. I think it's, in my head, it's like Bednar and Williams are kind of almost in the comfort category right now. Cruz is shaky for me at this point. Weaver is shaky for me. I just got to hope they get hot, but I think the starters gave him length, dude. You can't ask for what is that, 12, 20 plus innings out of your starters in 3 games.
Yeah.
That's
Also
nasty.
of note, Devin Williams, who then again in the next game, good in this. Yeah, and like you said, Fernando Cruz with the outing, David Bednar, Tim Hill. But the Yankees just in that last inning, man, they didn't have the chance, or they had the chance and they just did not capitalize. And that was extremely frustrating. And me walking back to the train, I was pissed. And
Rob wasn't happy,
I
guys.
mean, you saw my text messages.
Let
I
me, let
was
me put my
irate.
screenshots on the
I was
screen.
irate, and they did come back and win. But
Yeah.
it was so, I was just, that's when it felt like for the rest of the fan base too, that it was same story
Yeah,
against the Red
but when
Sox.
you take a step back and look at it, like, yes, we're the number one offense in baseball, but you, like you said, well, this is the number one offense. They're supposed to show up, and on the Red Sox side of things, they're going, well, this is the Cy Young Award winner, and this is the best season of relievers ever
But you
had.
can't leave those guys on the base
Well,
with
yeah,
no outs.
I agree,
If
but
you're
then
telling me
but
it
then
was a
I
different,
agree. That goes back then, but then that goes back to Boone's managing leaving a lefty lane. Like, if there wasn't a Trent Jazz lane there, does that happen? If
so
Stan comes
there,
through in one of his ABs, then
there's
it's
an El
different.
Paso here, but I'm glad Boston is out of sight, out of mind. But let's talk about game two. More positive things, Tyler.
Yes,
More
yes,
positive
yes.
things. So game number two, Yankees take this one 4-3. Carlos Rodon on the mound,
Facing
6 innings pitched,
elimination.
4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks. I got to give him credit here. I know that the Story home run later in the game was a kick to the nuts in the top of the sixth. Would have really liked him to hold the lead after Judge had his single to left, or that we'll get into where Duran dropped it. But I do have to give Carlos Rodon a lot of credit in this start. I have been someone that has been a critic of him, and some other Yankee fans probably are. And when he pitched against the Red Sox, at least in his first couple years, gave you some rough outings. But here, I think that he showed some backbone, and especially with him being someone like Max Fried, who had had a little bit of a checkered postseason career, he really showed some good stuff. And I know it was, handing it off to the bullpen after a bad night prior when you're handing it off to Weaver. But luckily,
Mm-hmm.
the guys went out there and held up. Fernando Cruz, which for
Yeah,
some
listen.
reason caused controversy. Brother, he's been doing that all year long,
Yeah, he
yelling
did
all
it
these
in May
Reds,
against the Pirates,
all
dude.
these Red Sox fans bitching and moaning about him yelling after getting at, which I was well, that would have been a home run. Yeah, maybe, but guess what? It stayed in the park.
But
No one cares.
also, dude, he came in the game with a tie game, with runners on first and second and no
Yeah,
outs, and he got
yeah.
out of it. Who cares? I mean,
No, and like
so
anyone
stupid. Go watch golf.
anyone bitching and moaning about that really needed to. They clearly a lot of Tyler.
Go play pickleball.
What I've gained a sense of is a lot of people are tuning into playoff baseball in October,
Yes,
and it's
a lot
welcome,
of casuals.
but let's do a little research there because I he'd been doing that. I'm saying to myself, why are people up in arms about this or
For no
criticizing? A lot
reason.
of Mets fans talking about him too. It should go
Was it?
shove it. Okay, so nonetheless, on to this game. Ben Rice gets back in the lineup. 2-run home run in the bottom of the first. Huge home run with
Right off
Bellinger
the
on,
bat.
and Ben Rice, I think it went, 364 feet over the short porch. That's what started the scoring. And then in the top of the third, Trevor Story with a single to tie the game. As I mentioned then, and also with game three,
Trevor
Tyler, I
Story
don't
looked
know
good
if,
this series, man.
I mean, he's picked it up after a really rough start to the year, but I don't know if you've noticed this, Tyler, but this series was a complete flip flop of what we usually experience. It's always the Yankees screwing up and making defensive mistakes and
Yes. Well,
making miscues. And this was an instance where Jaron Duran really
mhm.
should have caught that ball. And I was trying to get a pulse of what other Red Sox fans were saying online, and they were going, that should have been caught, that should have been caught. And just as
Yeah.
an objective baseball fan, I mean, he's under it. And he's a quality fielder. That's a ball you got to catch. But it went the
Yeah.
Yankees' way, and they got the run.
Duran did not have a good series, dude. To me it looked like he almost like overran that ball, went to dive, and then tried to like almost, I don't know, hitch up type of thing. But
Yeah.
funky, generous scoring for Judge, getting a hit there, obviously. But yeah, man, the Sox are really good defensively in the outfield, to my knowledge, statistically, I believe. Um, But in the infield, I don't think they're like plus in any way, shape, or form.
No, this year they've been really struggling
But their
on the
outfield
defense.
with, Sedane and stuff is nasty, but
Hmm.
and Duran.
Not tonight though, Tyler. He didn't take
No,
control of that
didn't
fly
didn't
ball.
didn't matter, brother. Well, yeah, not in
Um,
game two, yeah.
So in this, and then the rest of the game, how it ended up transpiring, like we said, Fernando Cruz came in. Devin Williams, I said that he was going to be in last podcast. If you guys tuned in, I said that he was
He's
going to
your
be in this
setup guy.
game, and he has
That's what
now
he is.
been. And credit to him, and like him and Volpe are in the same little boat there. But Devin Williams showed out in this series and pitched well, and I think we really have to acknowledge that. And in this outing before handing it over to Bednar, and then eventually the Yankees scoring in that bottom of the eighth with the Austin Wells single, which then we talked
Hell of an
about
at
Jazz
bat by
Chisholm
Wells,
Jr.
man. Wells just looks good.
Austin Wells has been picking it up. I guess we could talk about it
It's not
now.
even
So
like he's had any huge hits or huge
up
like I'm
until
saying
then,
like I'm saying like barrels. Like he hasn't really like crushed the ball or anything.
mhm.
But I feel like every time he puts a ball in play, something good happens.
So in that bottom of the eighth, we have Rice striking out, swinging. Giancarlo Stanton grounded out to the shortstop, and then Jazz was able to get on with a walk, and then Wells singles to right. Jazz is then able to score all the way from first. And I mean, talk about Jazz then getting in the game. And we didn't even mention Jazz because I didn't really want to pay too much attention to it because he was so upset after being benched or not benched. Sorry, not benched, but he was taken
It's
out
just
for,
they just made a
yeah,
move, yeah.
they made the move and he was upset. And I told you I was neither super against him having the reaction that he did, and then I was also, ooh, I mean, it doesn't look the best, but you can
I'm fine with
understand.
it,
You can
honestly.
understand. I mean, I wish he wouldn't have kept his back to the media necessarily, and
Same.
I would have liked him to just if he would again he could have given
I
him the
think he knew if he
Tyler, he
turned
could have
around and
given.
had a conversation, he wasn't going to say what he was supposed to
Yeah,
say.
for the football fans though out there, he could have had the Shador Sanders reaction maybe
Oh
with
yeah, that's funny.
but Jazz made up for it in this one and scored all the way from first on just a showed you his athleticism, man, and he was able to score. And then Bednar pitching in the top of the ninth also made a play earlier to basically save a run from then crossing over.
Hey, saved the
Jazz making it,
season,
yeah,
dude.
Jazz.
Saved the season.
So even though he wasn't in that first game, man, he went in there and did what he was supposed to do and showed out in the next game. Would like the bat to get a little bit more in the next series, but
He had a hit. Yeah, he hit tonight though.
we'll save that for the rest of the pod. So let's talk about tonight's game because the Yankees then take that one. Bednar closes it out, who has looked good clearly by tonight's game too. So in this game, I think we should spend some serious time talking about this man. Cam Schlittler tonight was
Unbelievable, dude.
Tyler, he was historic tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He went 8 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 12 strikeouts with 107 pitches.
No walks, brother.
No walks, 0 walks. And
That's been the death of the Yankees, dude.
you cannot talk about when you're coming into this series where you have Schlittler versus Early, two rookies going up against each other.
Early looked good.
And Early did
I
look
was
good.
nervous, bro.
Cam Schlittler, though, he went in there, former Boston Red Sox fan growing up in Massachusetts, but he's now pitching for the Yankees. He went in there and he delivered a historic playoff performance that not only for a rookie was setting records, but for any pitcher to do what he did with no walks and 12 strikeouts was big time.
To me,
And
what's even crazier is just like the amount of fastballs, like he just
blowing it by guys at 101,
because
102.
you think the third time through the order, everyone's just like gearing up for the fastball, right? Like, all right, he's got to show me something different now. Nah, man, that's crazy. I mean, just pumped 4-seamers and 2-seamers and sinkers the whole night.
So I think that watching that performance, not only was it just so impressive, but it showed you sort of now moving forward a little bit of the formula that what the Yankees hopefully have to bank on is that these starters can give them length, give them quality performances, and then hope that they can get to the back end of the bullpen that has been good of late. And Cam Schlittler did that tonight against the Red Sox. and that's why they came away with the W. And it was just, I think this, and to be real, man, this is
Yankees
gonna.
have starters, man.
They do have starters, but I think just on like the Schlittler note, I think to be real, like we're gonna be talking about this start for a long time, and I know that we have to see how the
Dude,
rest
we're
of
gonna be
this.
talking about Cam Schlittler for a while because
I
he's
think that's
he's a
fair.
rookie that's like way younger than us. That's gonna be on this team being very good for a hot minute. He might be the 4 next
So
year.
and they talk about him looking like Garrett Cole with the flow. I mean,
Garrett Cole comes back next year.
he was something special tonight, and you can't talk enough about it.
The
The way,
moxie too, bro. I mean, just unbelievable composure. I feel like
yeah,
the entire game. Got into a couple 3-2 counts. I don't know what stat they had at the end of the game. Where only I think they said one runner reached second for Boston, and that was it. Um, just complete dominance, dude. No
mhm.
freebies. Defense looked good again. McMahon with a stupid play.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. But let's talk about the offensive production there. So in the bottom of the fourth, actually, the way that the Yankees first almost had the scoring opportunity was funny enough. Giancarlo Stanton had that double to left field that looked in the bottom of the second, which looked like it was going to get off the wall, get over the wall, but it hit midway in the left center, and the Yankees weren't able to capitalize there. But in the bottom of the fourth, they got some base traffic, and Ahmed Rosario was able to score, and Cody Bellinger, and then Volpe with a little bit of a squeaker to the right side was able to get in Stanton, and then Austin Wells just putting the pressure on the defense, man, hitting it to low over there at first base, and they're able to play it across two more runs to make it 4-0 in the bottom of the fourth. And then, I mean, really the story for the rest of the game was Cam Schlittler being amazing. That's what it
He got
was.
better as the game went
And
on,
he
it
just
felt
kept
like.
ramping up, and the velocity didn't really dip. He was just humming it in there. And then I think the big thing was Ryan McMahon making that play. That was just really spectacular. And I know I saw Jared Carrabis say it on Twitter, but I saw other people, oh, that was a better play than Jeter. Oh, you're not salty at all. You're not mad.
It's also
So,
like, who cares?
well, it's just an amazing play. And
Yeah,
so, and those are the kind
it's
of
a good
plays that you
play.
need to happen. And honestly, for everything for this series and watching that fourth inning for the Red Sox, that's what you fear would happen with the Yankees on the
Hmm.
defensive end. And to their credit, they held it together, and just an amazing win here for the Yankees. And on this win came on the back of Cam Schlittler, and
Yep.
there's no other way to put it, man. Like, give me some of your other reaction, man. Just I know this was just it was an awesome series to watch. It was an awesome series.
Awesome series as a baseball fan, man. This game obviously was something to watch. I texted you. I said, "Hey, man, the longer this goes 0-0, the more fucked I feel like we are because
Yeah.
it felt like Early was moving for a little bit. He had a lot of the Yankees hitters guessing. Seemed like second, third time through the order, he started to, offense started to wake up a little bit. Um, But yeah, I mean this is the Cam Schlittler game. There is like I know Coney was hammering it on the broadcast at the end. I think there's like real conversation and splitting up the two lefties. If you want to set up a series, if the Yankees get that opportunity, but it's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't think we could have sat here and we've been talking, Rob, but like 8 innings of shutout ball, one runner to second. I mean, just stuff that like as a baseball fan, haven't seen too much, and Cam Schlittler is, I need to like Google how old he is now because I don't remember.
They did it. He was born in 2001. They were talking about
24,
it on the
bro. He's
ESPN broadcast.
24.
We're old, Tyler. We're
Yeah,
not, but
I'm
we are old.
27, dude. But yeah, this is a Cam Schlittler game. The kid from Walpole, dude. I got a few
Did you
friends.
see all those? But did you see all the people from Boston being, you're not from Boston? Because he was talking about his family being Red Sox fans and converting him
Dude,
over.
I know
Did
so many people from Foxborough and Walpole in that area. They
it,
all say Boston, dude.
eh,
It's
it,
you're like right there.
but really, at the end, but everyone was ragging on him because he was saying that his family came or was
Oh,
becoming
converted
Yankee
or
fans,
something. I
and
think everyone took it a little too
they
literal.
took it too serious. And also, if your family member is pitching in Major League Baseball as a professional, sorry, you're gonna side with your family member that you're close to. I just thought that was so
Yeah.
corny and ridiculous. I get fandom. We're big fans. We're always gonna hold our fandom in our hearts. But that was just so weird. It was just like projecting odd behavior from Red Sox fans.
It was the same thing as like the hating Fernando Cruz for getting fired up. It was
It
just
was
like
stupid. And
who
they want
cares
to
and
find
why?
any way they can hate on Yankee fans. It was just stupid in
Yeah.
every way, man.
For hating for fun.
I don't know. But
That's
I
what
think
that
I
is.
think that's like such a cool story though. He's drafted by the Yankees, comes
Seventh
in.
round pick, dude. That's people talking about. Oh, Yankees don't groom or develop anyone. I mean,
Well,
Ben
the thing
Rice,
the thing is, well, yeah, Ben Rice. I would say
Schlittler. I mean,
of
they have, man. They really have, dude.
of their developed prospects
You
though,
have to throw Wells in there.
their pitching has been the bread and butter, which you
Heel,
cannot
Warren.
deny.
Yeah,
When
that's
you look at
nuts.
Heel, when you look at Warren, when you look at Cam Schlittler, when you look at these pitchers for the Yankees, and obviously they brought in a lot more now, but they have really done quite a good job when it comes to developing pitchers. And we're going to see more from Cam Schlittler, but wow, it does. If they wanted to, and we'll see what more we can get, but if they wanted to put someone on the marketing, everyone
Yeah,
talks about the marketing on the buses of Anthony Volpe. I think we may have to scooch him off and put Cam
yes.
Schlittler right there.
It's the Schlitzlow, baby. The
The
Schlitzlow. The
Schlit
Schlitt
Schlo.
show.
Yeah, a lot of Red Sox fans calling him shitter. Well, maybe he shit on you.
Yeah, he
So,
definitely did
um,
take a shitter on you.
so let's talk about our with Tyler. We got some playoff savages of the series for this
Playoff
one.
savages, dude. I don't know.
I think I don't know. Should
I
I
mean,
let
someone
you
has to
should,
take
should
a
I let
picture.
you take the layup or should I go with another one?
It doesn't. I mean, we
No,
just
you know
gave
what?
Schlittler all
You
the
know what?
praise.
You know what, Tyler? I was in the building for this guy doing it. I've been a hater on him all year, but I'm going to be the bigger man. I'm going to give him his flowers. I'm going to give it to Anthony Volpe.
I
And
thought
I'll
you were gonna
save
give
it.
it to Rodon, but Volpe's a great one, dude.
I'm going to give it to Anthony Volpe because he had a big RBI today. Yeah, I could give it to Rodon as well, although
But I
Anthony
mean,
Volpe's
there's
much
two other
further down.
pitchers that are more
But
deserving.
I'm going to give you the layup if you want to do an honorable mention. But I do have to give
No, we just
credit.
talked Schlittler. I'm going someone else. Schlittler is the MVP, but
So I have to give him credit, man. Yankee fans have talked down on Anthony Volpe, and I'll be first to say that I've been on that bandwagon that he was a disappointment. But we just looked at the objective evidence and we made our assessment. But for this series, I know he had the home run in the first game, and that was really the only source of offense. But he had two other hits, and then last night he also had a hit in the 4-3 win. Played some solid defense, made some good plays, and then also in today's game had the RBI. And I think that I just have to give him credit.
yeah.
And maybe it's a thing, maybe it is a thing, Tyler, that Anthony Volpe just comes alive during the playoffs. I don't know if we're going to see what we're going to see in the Toronto series, but I think we have to acknowledge it for as much criticism that we've given him. And me and you both have been on the Anthony Volpe has not been what he should be this year. But hey, he showed up in this Boston series, and credit to him. So, yeah,
Very good, Rob. I will say anything that has happened in the regular season this year is irrelevant.
out of the window right now.
Is irrelevant until we're in spring training virtually, until I'm reflecting, which I'm not doing currently.
Which we don't want to do.
I'm looking in the future,
Yes.
or I'm getting excited. Volpe, great man. Like I said at the top of the show too. Outside of the hitting, I know he had the homer off Crochet, he had a single off. It was a single off Chapman. I think it was off Chapman, right? Yeah. Whatever. He had two hits in the first game and definitely swung the stick well at RBI today, like you said. I can't get past the defense that's been out of him, so I'm just going to tail off on Volpe for a second too. The jump throw or the jump catch from Devin Williams yesterday, landing on the bag and then kind of just flicking.
Good call. Yeah.
Turn that double play over there. Today, when it was tied up and there was a runner on first, hard hit ball to Jazz. Jazz spikes one right in front of Volpe's shoe at second base to go turn two, and Volpe picks it. And felt like a big play at the moment. So I've been really happy with Volpe defensively. And I'm going to be honest, Rob, that's like still really all I care about with him right now is like just play good defense and we should be good. But love that, Rob. So I had to give my own flowers to Volpe as well because I like that. But listen, I mean, this goes to Cam Schlittler. We've already done a lot on Schlittler. I don't think there is much more to say besides ridiculous, stupid, legendary. Couple words to describe the Schlitzschlo that took place tonight. But I kind of want to give a nice little shout out to Austin Wells, dude. Played in all 3 games this series, which is something we did not know would happen, honestly, coming into the postseason. Like we did anticipate some Ben Rice catching, I believe. Yeah, the 2 hits in the win yesterday which inevitably saved the season, right? He had that game tying single, or game winning single to get Jazz in the bottom of the 8th yesterday. And then today he hit that chopper off Nathaniel Lowe's glove or whoever that was to kind of break it open a little bit when it was 2-0. Wells has been putting together good ABs, man. I'm not thinking about him back there. And the Sox, who notoriously run all over the Yankees, Wells kept them in check for sure. So not a super crazy stat sheet for my man. He's only got, what does he have? 2 hits in the series, 2 RBIs, 1 walk. But it's about the moxie, Rob.
Mm-hmm. I get it. And then quickly, I think it's important we point out a few people that can be better. So we're just going to talk about the Savage Slump Watch. Very rude. But I think there's a couple that I think we need to acknowledge.
Oh yeah,
and because hey, and 2, let's take a little time to talk about Aaron Judge, who has started to hit in October.
He's got singles. I want to see the big dudes smack a couple in the seats, but
I like
that is a talking point.
I like
the
what I see.
Bottom of the lineup did most of the stuff.
All right, and so for my Savage Slump Watch, I have 2 people in mind. If you don't say one of them, I will also just.
I'm sure I got one of them in my mind. So
I Trent Grisham on some of these at bats for me.
Oof.
First game, 4 strikeouts. Had a hit in tonight's game. Had one hit.
A double yesterday.
Oh, he did have a double yesterday. I know. The first game was.
He had a really bad first.
The first game is just really standing out to me and just really sucked. Okay.
Sorry, because my buddy texted me about Trent today, and I was like, give Trent some fucking slack.
Just some of those at bats.
Nah, but he had a really bad. I mean, no, I'm with you. He came. I mean, yeah,
but here's
bases loaded didn't come through yesterday either.
I'm just, and I'm gonna give him time in the Toronto series. Let me see one of those Trent ding dongs into right field. So that I was just frustrated there with him. Who are you gonna go with? Because then I have another guy in mind that I think is pretty obvious, but
not bad at all, Rob. I'm just giving it back to you. Trent on the series, Rob, was 2 for 12. 2 for 12 with what was his hit today? A single, and a double, and 1 walk, 5 Ks. Leadoff guy, got to get on base more than that. So,
yeah.
All right, I'll give it to you, Rob. Who am I going to go with? It's Luke Weaver. Don't even remember his box score. Came in, didn't get an out, I believe.
He's a problem. I don't know if you can. He just. I forget what I.
Luke Weaver's a man of location. I mean, he doesn't have insane stuff. So when he can only throw a ball or a strike right down the middle, there's a problem. Mm-hmm. And like that Rafaela at bat, dude, I don't know, bro. I feel like you find out quick with Weaver. If he has deep at bats where he can't put someone away 6, 7, 8 pitches, something's getting hit hard at some point. I think that kind of goes back to Weaver too. When he has struggled, he doesn't have like a wipeout pitch like Cruz or Devin or some really crazy stuff that moves a lot. So it's Luke Weaver. Need him to be good, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank. We want to make a deep playoff run. It's not just going to be Cruz, Devin, and Bednar. Weaver has to be good. So it's Luke Weaver.
Also, they announced the first 2 games this weekend. Saturday will be at 4:08, as well as Sunday being at 4:08. And then at New York, they have yet to decide what the time will be on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then if necessary, Game 5 will be Friday, October 10th. I am actually tomorrow, Tyler. I'm headed to Spain, but I'm loving these
That's the
and normally I would not like these afternoon times, but I'm liking these afternoon times
it's
because
helping you today, Rob.
it's helping me, and I'm gonna be locked into. I got them. I got everything situated for me to be able to be tuned in. But we have bigger aspirations just in the American League Division Series. But we got to get through Toronto. I'm not sitting here being too overzealous, but
It's gonna
hey,
be a hell of a run, Rob. So what is it? Gosman Heel? Who's there too? Is that Bieber? Would they go Bieber?
I
Scherzer? Dude, they got a lot of random fucking
they
arms.
got
Bassett's done, I'm pretty sure.
well, I know they have
Who they just lose to? They just
I know
lost
they have
someone else.
Barrios.
Yeah, is Barrios the one that
He may be starting Game 1. I'm not sure if they
nah, I
totally
think
announced
it
it.
wouldn't it definitely be Gosman, I
Well,
think.
Gosman has Stanton and Judge have good numbers off Gosman. Also, I didn't mention
Yeah,
him
but
in the
Gosman's their
in the
ace.
Savage Slump Watch, but I think it's very of note to say that. I mean, today he almost had a home run, which would have been
Yeah,
nice.
Stan
But
was not good.
if I lumped Trent Grisham in that pool, I think it's important to also acknowledge that Giancarlo Stanton has not been
Yeah.
good so far. So I think and he was admiring what he thought was a home run today, which was pretty funny. So we need Stanton to be better, and I'm hoping that he
That was
can.
hilarious, dude,
I think
honestly.
the one joke that I saw online that was pretty funny was, hey, he didn't realize that the calendar officially turned to October. Now he knows when the series starts that it's October because the Game 1 was on September 30th. So,
She
yeah,
was 1 for 11 with a walk.
yes. So it was not ideal. So
What was sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna just jump into the Toronto series, but
I was just talking to myself anyway.
so as I take a sip of seltzer, this Toronto series, I mean, it's going to be at Rogers Center. So it's going to be Tyler is going to scoop up his Taco Bell right now that he told me that he ordered before before the pod. So he's got his Taco Bell. So this Toronto series, it being in Rogers Center, it's going to be a hostile environment. We know that city, I mean, the country is going to be amped up for them. But I think that, especially coming off that last series, Tyler, I get much more of a sense. And Blue Jays, I had said it in other series that we played them in the regular season, that they were a different brand of ball where they played pretty fundamentally sound, and they have some quality starters there, and they got their big guys that can bop. They also have some injuries they had been struggling with, but that time off now has really probably given them some leeway. I
Mhm.
know that you think that they're frauds, so this is your like moment.
Here's my no, I'm
Yeah,
not
go.
I'm
No,
not gonna
I want to hear you say what you got to say about
I'm
this. But
not gonna
I'm gonna turn the floor over to you because I want to hear what you got to say.
I'm not gonna parade on it yet. Now that we're in business with them, Rob. So I have to move with caution. Um, I do think they're a good team, right? I mean, they're no pushover. I was more scared of Boston, right? So we'll kind of see how this goes. Those words can very well bite me in the butt, but I think a good comparison someone said to me today, Rob, is they are like a good version of the Guardians. Like they do everything right, everything bounces their way, but they do have three horses, three big dudes in the lineup in terms of Springer, Bo, and Vladdy. And then that doesn't even really talk about Barger, Varsho, Alejandro Kirk, Ernie Clement has been good, really good for them this year. So listen, they're a deep team. It's just kind of fun to pick on the baseball team from Canada sometimes. And listen, man, they haven't done it yet against us in a minute. So like I'm talking some junk for that reason as a fan in a fandom. But they do have really good pitching, Rob. It's definitely going to be Gosman lined up to start for them. So it'll probably be Gosman, Bassett. They had a rookie they were talking about maybe starting in a big game. What is his name? Do 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 do. Might not be able to find it, but Shane Bieber too. So it's going to be their deep team, Rob. I think the Yankees are a deep team in terms of pitching and offense. I think the Blue Jays are similar. But again, they do the little things right. They're very clean. They're fundamentally sound. They run the bases well, and they're a deep team. So
Do you
I
know
hope
this
we
is
kick the shit out
also
of them.
yeah. Do you know that this is also the first time that the Yankees and Blue Jays will play a playoff series? Did you
That's
know?
wild. I did not know that.
So, yeah, so first time that the Yankees and Blue Jays will play a playoff series, and their we've seen their regular season bad blood. We've seen it on display with hit by
We all see how
pitches.
Vladdy acts, dude.
We'll
It's
see
so
how
fucking
Vladimir
annoying.
Guerrero Jr. acts, but I'm certainly not taking them lightly because they have been, and they have a whole country behind them. They have a really good energy in
They
that
do.
building. But I think this is a time where the Yankees can put their foot down, and especially watching the way that
And
they're
assert dominance.
watching the way that their starting pitching looked against Boston, and also knowing that Aaron Judge has had a quality history against the Blue Jays. Giancarlo Stanton has had a quality history against the Blue Jays. You come into this series feeling pretty confident. And I think too, Tyler, what we didn't I mentioned it a little bit last podcast, and also it kind of goes into the Judge thing, but it could be an advantage for the Yankees that even though the Toronto Blue Jays are the number one seed, the Yankees have still been playing baseball. We haven't done this
Hmm.
for quite some time. The Yankees have been a team that have won the division, had the bye, waited a little bit of time, and we both were like, it'd be very curious to see how this Yankees team can play with just keep playing baseball,
Yeah,
see what they can do.
you get 1 day off.
And so I think that also, I guess, and I'll leave that there with the Blue Jays, but I think it goes into the conversation about Aaron Judge and why he was pretty good in this, why Aaron Judge was good in this Boston series. And I said it in the last episode, and I thought it could work to his advantage where the Yankees had been winning divisions and gotten the bye, but for Judge to then just keep playing baseball. He kept playing. He was still in a rhythm. It was as if they didn't even miss a series.
Yeah,
They had a
there's no scrim
you have
games.
a day
Yeah.
or two
Playing for your life, man.
you have a day or two off and you keep practicing, you keep going. It's you're not thinking about things, and that I think that really helped Aaron Judge. So, and clearly I think it was proven in this series. He didn't necessarily have the big home runs, maybe the big moments, but he was getting on base, he was getting
Mhm.
hits, and hey, if that's what it is for his first wild card series, I can't wait to see what else is about to happen.
Yeah,
So,
once the Homer barrage starts, Rob, it'll be a time.
lot more for Stanton to do too, a lot more for Trent to do.
Very interesting in this series, Rob. I don't think the Jays will pitch to Judge and Stanton like this, but Judge did not have a walk in this series. That's nuts. Four singles, so 4 for 11. Did I read Stanton having a walk in this series
He
in
may have
his
walked
game?
today. I don't think he did. I
Well,
don't.
Judge got hit by a pitch actually, so I guess he did walk. But all I was trying to say is the Sox went right after him. A lot of teams pitch around Judge, make Belly beat you, make Ben
Oh,
Rice
look at
beat
that.
you.
They posted a picture of Cam Schlittler with his family wearing the Yankees gear.
Very
I love
nice.
that.
Very
I'm
nice.
scrolling through just watching the Red Sox fans tweet right now. Sorry. But continue,
The
continue.
battle has only started. Onward we march.
Onward we march,
I
baby.
just
Yep.
read your story.
Onward we march, baby.
Nah, but I was
Tom
just
Zimmer.
all I'm saying is the Sox went after Judge and Stan. Like they didn't pitch around him. They didn't put him on base. They went right after him.
Mhm.
Judge took what was given to him, four singles. So I'm ready for the big extra base hits and the homers and shit. I still have to keep reminding myself a DS is still kind of a short series. So
It is, but I think you make a good point that this team now, like I don't want to say we're punting games, we're not doing that at any level, but I think I really liked your point from the last podcast where it's you're much more worried about Garrett Crochet and what those bigger pitchers do because it's a shorter series and there's more
mhm.
on the line and it's if it was a
One
one
game
game
means
we
more. Yeah.
so, and I think that It's not a 7-game series necessarily, but it gives you a little
Yep.
more flexibility, allows you to think a little bit more about what you can do, maybe less room to overthink it could be.
Like they
So
don't have a freed Rodon Schlittler. I'm sorry. I mean,
I think they
can
have
you
good. I
put
think they do have
Gossman,
good
Bassett,
pitching, though,
Bieber,
man.
Scherzer? Yeah, they do. I mean, Gossman,
I'm happy that we had. I'm happy that
Bassett,
they have
Scherzer,
good numbers against Gosman for sure too.
Eric Lauer. Forgot about him too. Yeah, I don't know what their situation is right now in terms of who they're. Yeah, DS rosters have to come out. Wow. Let's go, Rob. We're in the playoffs, baby.
I
Not that
mean,
we weren't in the
we've
playoffs,
been in the playoffs, but we still going.
but now he says,
We're
but we
still
still
going. We're
going.
still going.
But
Um,
now we're settling in. We're ready for an October. Now I'm like geared up for an October run. Like
now
this
you.
is what I shaved
I
my
mean,
face for.
you
Not to just not just for this weekend or this week. It was to be gross for a month.
you did say that you have the utmost confidence after the Red Sox, or if they beat the Red Sox, that you're saying we're going to the
I'm
World
just
Series.
gonna keep saying that.
And
But
I
yes,
will
did.
say, I'm not going to be as outwardly, I'm not going to say it as much as you will,
Mhm.
but I got to say, I think that
You feel good.
I think the Yankees can get back to the World Series
You know what's a
after this,
crazy?
because, and it comes back to this, and I'll leave it at that. But it was very impressive for this Yankees team to get smacked in the mouth on Tuesday night, the way that they lost against Chapman, the way that they got dominated by Crochet.
And they dominated today too.
A lot of Yankee fans felt down, but they bounced back up again. What they have not done against the Red Sox for the past, what has it been, 16 years in these series when they played them?
2003, right?
So
Yeah.
when they have not done this against the Red Sox, and that's why a lot of Yankee fans may have felt
And you got your
down,
ass whooped in the regular season against them.
but they showed a impressive level of resilience, and they went out there and they got it done, and you have to give them a ton of credit. So, and that's where I'll leave that, and it's on to Toronto.
You want to know even the most optimistic point I could ever make is you could make an argument they should have won all 3 friggin' games.
I mean,
Stan comes
there,
through
dude.
once. Weaver doesn't suck.
I'm sitting there in 217 in my section, and I'm just boiling. I'm like, if they don't score a goddamn run against the Chapman,
I had to leave you. I had to let you simmer for a little bit.
I was
like,
mad.
I can't reason with this kid. Right
I was pissed. I was pissed. I mean,
like,
I was at the game. It was a different level of frustration. But
like yesterday, that's why. Dude, I will say what was the atmosphere like? The stadium was juiced. It wasn't. I've been to way wilder playoff games.
I think it really has to do with the 6
the
o'clock
6 o'clock, yeah, 100%.
Because I was walking by and there was maybe it was a beer vendor or someone, and I was walking by with my girlfriend, and he said, "Oh man, it's when do you think people are going to file in?" And we didn't go to the bars, we didn't go to the stands, we didn't go to Billy's or anything, and we just went right into the stadium and got some beers at the little center field bars that they have over there, and just walked over to our section in 200s, and one of the guys, they won't file in up until 6:08, and they did their intros and everything, and it really was pretty empty. And I know it's closer to times that people get off of work,
hard.
including me.
I didn't get to my seat until 6, and that was me getting there as fast as I could.
I will say on Tuesday there were a ton of people still like at the bar, so you're thinking you're thinking that they're thinking, okay, once it hits 5:45, I'm going to walk over 5:50. So that's why I think everyone was sort of on that same page, and that's why. And it probably happened yesterday, and then it probably happened tonight.
Like,
so
it wasn't
why the energy wasn't
like the 4th.
Yeah, so that's why I think it took that long. So once they get back to the stadium, I hope they don't do that.
All I'm saying too is like the vibe of the crowd yesterday was funky. Like, it was like everyone, like it was a tie game, but you could feel like everyone was scared. Like the crowd was like quiet, like a
Tyler. All I know is we're gonna be trying to go to an ALCS game,
but it was great. Yes,
if they get there,
dude.
If they get there.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, if you weren't going to Spain, I'd be pushing you to come on. I'm going Tuesday or Wednesday.
All right,
I don't know which one.
All right, man.
But we'll be going to the CS too.
So let's leave it at this. An amazing series for the Yankees, showed a lot of resilience, and now the Yankees are going to go ahead and play this Toronto Blue Jays team, and we don't know what exactly the DS rosters will be. It maybe it'll look a little different. I'm hoping that Austin Slater can potentially be on this roster now,
Yeah,
especially
they're
when
a
you're
little
thinking
bit,
that you
yeah.
need more right-handed bats. That's one thing that people were talking about, especially after Tuesday night. So
Yarborough will definitely be on it.
we're gonna see what their roster ends up looking like. But hey, man, go out and beat the Boston Red Sox. And listen, they finally beat someone in a series outside of the AL
Central.
Central for me.
Yep.
So that is now put to bed. And now
And
you're
Rob,
playing
they
in,
beat a really good team too.
I think they beat a good team, man. And I got to give them credit. And that 2 week stretch at the start of September showed some nice things.
Yep.
And I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, maybe they could do it, and go do it again.
Last
Go
thing,
do it again.
definitely do it again. And last thing I'll say on this too is Cora managed this as a 2-game series, bro.
Oh, also
They,
him
they
do
screwed themselves
him
for
doing
today.
I will say what he did with Bayo in game 2, but not doing it with Early
They
was
couldn't
very
with
odd
they
to me.
couldn't with him today though. They did it
I
yesterday.
but it felt as though, yes, I know they used Whitlock a lot, but if you're sending Crochet
They
out to
used
the
6
bullpen and
pitchers
you're doing that,
yesterday, I
I
think.
don't really see how you couldn't you left a rookie out there to die like that in game
Well, yeah,
3. I mean,
they definitely should have taken him out at least 3
I
batters
I
earlier,
don't know.
but
That just was weird to me, and that you
bro,
had
I'm
such a
telling you,
quick
Cora
pull.
does that shit, dude. Some days he looks like a genius when the field pays off, and then when he puts all of his chips in game 2 and lets the rookie out to die because he pitched his whole staff yesterday and threw Garrett Whitlock 50 pitches, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
You're kind of screwed if you lose game 2. But their offense scored 0 fucking runs, so who cares? Because it's the fucking
Oh,
Schlitt Rob. I
here we
can't
go.
Schlitt.
Dave Portnoy, Johnny come lately, Red Sox fan. Also not making excuses, but 3 games at one field in the wild card is such a JV Little League bullshit. It's not even
Dude, we
funny.
finished with
All
more
right.
wins than that on your
All
team.
right, buddy. Put it to bed. Put it to bed.
Yep, won't see him tweet about baseball for a long time.
Not if the Red Sox make the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
Cutter is King was at the game I saw too. I don't know if you follow.
Yeah,
He's
but
just
I've been
he's just.
seeing that stuff, dude.
But hey, we'll leave it at this. Thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate you listening on this late night if you're tuning in or if you're tuning in tomorrow.
Let's
Yankees go play
go.
the Toronto Blue Jays. They just took a series against the Boston Red Sox, and that makes us 2 very happy Yankee fans. If you're new to the pod, be sure to subscribe on YouTube as well as on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Follow us on all of our social channels on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You can find all of our links in the descriptions. And we won't be recording until I'll be back from Spain. But I'm
What
hoping,
day?
or I am. We could be a little road warriors here. I'm not sure. We'll see how it transpires.
I'm
But
down.
I'm hoping, Tyler, that we're talking about some ALCS previews. That's all I'm saying. And I
Yeah.
think that this team after this weekend, and I'm not being overly confident, but they showed me something that they have some balls.
What do you need to happen before we get to the Bronx? That's how I'm viewing this. We need to steal one in Toronto, correct?
Yes,
I think
I
that's
think,
the
but
only
I
way,
think
right?
that's something that they're capable of doing now.
So it works as
Steal one.
what? Toronto gets the first 2, we get 2, and then they get the
Yes.
final one at home.
Yep.
So you have to go to the Bronx tied at 1.
That's what I'm thinking.
At worst, let's go up 2-0. Let's get to Gosman, Luis Heel, AL rated
Whatever
Rookie
game
of the Year.
I'm in my brain, I'm thinking whatever Gosman is pitching, take that game because I
Hold
think this
on.
team. I know their last outing against Gosman, they did not get him in that Toronto series in
But
the Bronx.
they've seen Gosman a ton,
But they have seen him a lot, which is, I think, I mean, I would honestly, Tyler, I would rather face Kevin Gosman than face Early what we did. today because the Yankees have, I've said it, I sent a tweet out today. They struggle when they face rookies in their first outings. It's
Well,
the
yeah,
weirdest. And
sometimes they do. I would rather face early than
I don't know,
Gosman
man.
personally, but
I don't know. I
well,
think that they can get
they
them.
did get to early, like they did get
They
4 runs
did,
off.
but I think that they can get after Gosman. And
But I
maybe
know what you're saying. It's like the Alec Manoah effect, you know. This
who
new
got
random
cut by
rookie
this?
show.
Who
Yeah,
got
this new
cut?
random rookie shows up and fans 11 Yankees. Yeah, I know, I get it though. But the only thing I'm not understanding is so Heel's gonna start game 1. Fried would have to pitch 4 days rest on Sunday. You're
That's what
not gonna throw Will Warren, I don't think. I don't think you're going Heel Warren. That's insane if they do that. Well, then you'd have Fried, Rodon, Schlittler for your last 3 games if you needed to. Right?
No, there's a
Wednesday,
break. There's a,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday. There's 2 games Saturday, Sunday, and then an off day Monday.
yes.
So Fried would be pitching 4 days rest
Yeah,
if he pitched Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
If not,
But then why would they pitch Warren on?
you only have Fried or Warren to throw for the second game.
Oh, on the second game. I thought you were saying for game 3. No, my
Yeah.
bad.
No, for game 3, you would think that'd be Rodon.
I would pitch. Yeah, I would pitch Fried on game 2. I don't.
So would I. I hope they view it that way. I hope they're like, yeah, we can.
No.
I mean, it's 4 days rest. Fine.
You cannot pitch Will Warren on Sunday. No way.
No, I don't think. I
if
don't
they
think
do
Will
that,
Warren's
that's
getting a
pretty-
post. I don't think Will Warren's getting a postseason start. But that's it, right? Like Fried has to pitch on short days. I don't know if is that what
he threw 100. He threw 102 pitches. It's not like he threw the 117 that Crochet did.
No, you're right, but like, yeah, Fried's got to be pitching on Sunday. There's no way. Yeah, Will Warren's not fucking pitching.
Well, we're gonna find out very shortly. That's for sure. Stay tuned in. Thank you guys for joining the pod. Oh, now Tyler's talking himself.
No, sorry.
No, you're getting into banana land now.
Pod's
you're like,
over.
Oh God, you're getting.
I'm like, wait. So how does Fried? Yeah, I'm like, so who does Pitt? I'm gonna have to map this out a little bit. Not right now, though.
All right. Well, thank you guys all for joining us. We really appreciate it. Episode 224 of Four Train Savages. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a rate and review, comment below what you're feeling about this Yankees team. And we're going to catch you at 225. It may be mid-series. It may be after the ALDS. We're hoping that this Yankees team can go stick it to Toronto. We'll catch you at 225. Peace.